Good morning, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Pink Girly. I'm trying to find some of my cutouts here on my messy desk. It seems like I can't get away from having a messy desk. Good morning. Come in, and welcome. Let's see, I'm rifling through some of this stuff. I was up early and someone convinced me to get to my desk. So I've been messing around for a little while and trying not to do too much ahead of what I wanted to do for my live this morning. Good morning, Joyce. How are you today? It's very windy here and rainy. We did have some thunder, but I think it's just supposed to rain this morning and then clear out of here. But it's a bit nasty. Very windy. And today is my sister Nancy's birthday. She's the middle sister. And I can't believe how old we're all getting. Woo. Hopefully she's not tuned in to hear me say that. Oh goodness, there goes my phone. Oh well. Hubby's not here, and I don't know who it is. It's my son. I'm not sure if it's my son. Let me send him a quick text. Hey, Jacqueline, good morning. I'm just going to quickly send him a message to say if you're trying to talk to me or your dad, what the deal is here. He always forgets when I stream. Excuse me 1 minute. Might not be him. Could be our neighbor. All right. So let's see. There's Mama Juju. Good morning. So today I'm just going to work on my hinged journal that I started the other day because I'm obsessed. And you might be wondering about the crazy title for my live, Upside Down and Inside Out. Now I trimmed out my little journaling cards for this paper pack and I cannot find them. Maybe I tucked them in my book. Oh no, that would be too smart. Anywho, I was inspired by Corey Dahman, maybe Dahmen. I did do a video of putting the cover on my book. I did not post that yet. I forgot to make a thumbnail for it before I do that. So I'll do that hopefully this afternoon. And I just feel like messing around with it and putting some finishing touches on. So if you were not with me, when did I do that? So today's Thursday. So I guess that was Tuesday evening. I was putting the journal together. And what Corey does is she hinges her signatures in the journals that she's making. And hers are really cute. She makes them on the small side, which is what she likes. And I think she's in, I don't want to say cahoots, but she's collaborating with some other gals. And she's making some kind of ABC journal where it's going to have all these different sections. And then I guess she's going to have things that deal with the letter A in the A section. I'm not sure how all that's going to work. But the bottom line is she hinges her signatures in to her journals. And I did one that I went rogue and didn't follow her instructions. And that's this one here. So just we'll do a little catch up while we wait for some other folks to come in. So I just took some heavier cardstock type material. I don't even remember. It's a carton or something. Scored it. Decided to do these signatures. She makes these little fins. Here you can see it maybe better this way because this isn't glued down. She stitches them on. She usually stitches it on some kind of fabric, maybe a cotton or a canvas type fabric. She does it a couple of different ways. And in this one that I watched, she just glues down one side of her paper so that when she arcs on it, it gives her options. She can still sew around it. She can make it a pocket. And then when she's all finished, she glues it down. And so this kind of got off kilter. It's down a little further than it should. It's not in there even, you can see. But I printed all these digital and I didn't want to waste them. So I think I'm still going to mess around with this. But I wanted to do one on my live Tuesday evening. So that's what I'm going to work on today. So I'll show you that one in a minute. So Corey, the video that I put in my description box for my Tuesday night live, Corey goes through and she shows you all the different journals she has made. And there was one that had journals inside of the journal that were stored in these little, she called them policy envelopes. And I didn't have those. But what I did have was a card, what do you, I struggled to find this word the other day. A greeting card box where you could wish someone well or birthdays, and they all matched. And my mom had it in with her things. And then when we cleaned out her house, nobody wanted it. So I took it for, to use it in my art. And sure enough, when I saw what Corey did, I thought the greeting cards would make really cute journals themselves. Debbie Mum designs. Many of us are familiar with her. So on Tuesday evening, I hinged the envelopes and added some additional envelopes and used the greeting cards to make individual journals. So this journal is going to house those individual journals. And I called today's stream Inside Out, Upside Down because when I started to put this together, I had to flip it. I had it marked top, but I wasn't paying attention and I didn't like how anyway, I ended up flipping it upside down. And then I had this fabric and I thought, wouldn't that be really pretty on the inside of this journal? Well, I got to liking it so much and I put you can't really see it now because I put pockets. And then when I glued on the papers that I thought I wanted for my cover, I like the inside better for the outside. So that's why I'm calling today's stream Upside Down, Inside Out, because I've flipped everything around. So sometimes you just have to be flexible. Do what you want to do and do what you like and make the changes if you need to make them. So then I just, of course, my fins for my signatures. Now you can't really see them too well here because I glued my envelopes over top. So if you're watching and you did not see the live on Tuesday evening, go back and watch that and you'll see what I'm talking about, putting this together. I don't know if we can see inside the pocket. No, because it's all glued. And so I wanted to make one that housed different journals. So these are my different journals. And I made an executive decision. I tried one on Tuesday evening. I didn't think I liked it, but then I thought, well, maybe I could live with this. So what I did was I took and glued down the flap of the original existing envelopes for the card set. Some of them I left open where I could do a tuck, but most of them I think I glued them down flat. And then I trimmed off most of the envelope so I could use this as a pocket to then store my individual journals. Now here at the Debbie Mum, and I had to trim them because once I glued this on my hinge, I lost some room. So in order for this to fit, I trimmed off some, didn't like how that looked. So we've added some lace trim or some kind of trim on the edge of the card. I don't know if I'm going to do anything on the back or not. And then I did the 3 pamphlet stitch. It just has a few pages in here. And then I tied something on underneath my strings for my pamphlet stitch. Kind of works as a tag. And then it gets tucked into that little pocket. All right. So this one, I put these whale's tail tags because I was finding I needed to pull this to like slip my journal in, and it's going to get a little chubbier when I start putting stuff inside. So this one's got hats on it. So I'm going to put the little hat card in there. They don't all match up, but this one's just plain fabric. I think I'll put my rooster in here. Same thing, 3 pamphlet stitch. Did some purple on the edge and tied some shindy carpet fabric here. So I'm just gonna scoot that in. This was gonna be the back of the book, and it was just a plain white envelope because I only had so many envelopes that my mom had left over, and I had an extra hinge. So I didn't want to cut that off. I just wanted to put other envelopes on it. So I put these 2 on, and then when I had to flip it, this became the front of my journal. So I covered that with the front sheet of the Stamperia Sunflower and Art paper collection, and this had the advertisement under here. So then I just cut another piece of the paper, and this is a little tuck spot. And somewhere in this mess, I have my little journaling cards that go with the paper pack, and I don't know where I put them. But they'll turn up. They didn't have legs. Oh, there they are. I know they didn't have legs. They weren't going to walk too far. So these little journaling cards, they all match the paper pack. This, I can tuck some of these in here, or whatever I would like to tuck in there. This I covered with some of the paper. That flap, I punched a little hole, a little heart in there, and then used the paper punch that came out of it to decorate that envelope a little bit. So now the fun part begins to go ahead and decorate and do some other things in here. And then, of course, there's the idea of using these little individual journals and what to use them for. Now, Corey Damon is coming up with an idea. She calls it ABC Idea Journal or something. So I could use this for ideas as well. Like here, I could put farm ideas in here. And let's see, this little gal, I don't know what she could be. Maybe she could be gardening because she's got the watering can. So I would need to find another little spot for her. All the cards and envelopes have the little watering can on them. I'm just going to tuck her in there. There's 2 that kind of look like the hats. So this one has hats as well. And I think the sunflower, I'm going to put the little kitty cats in. Same thing. They all have, the 3 pamphlet stitch, some kind of lace or trim. And I've got a sunflower there, hoping I didn't glue this together. Oh, it looks like I might have. Boop, boop. So I'm going to slide that in. And let's see. I thought I had some, yeah. All right, this one was a Get Well. And I put washi tape on the edge of this one, so that can slide in there. This is another hat. So I'm not sure how I'm going to use these. And then I had an extra envelope of the card box. Mom must have used a card and not used the envelope. So I had an extra pocket. So I just took some the manila file folder, trimmed that down, decorated the front a little bit, and I wanted to put some book paper on it, and the old hag's long leather bag. And I just thought, well, that just suits me fine, the old hag. So that's going in the back pocket. So then when I had my hinge, I don't know if we can see it better on this one. This was the other one that I did. I had this fabric cover in my stash, and I wanted to make this similar thing, and I was just following along the directions. And Corey does sometimes where she puts fabric on her pieces of paper or envelopes, and then she stitches it down. I stitched this right to my cover. So this just has 4 envelopes, and it does have, I also used little cards from a thank you note package, printed out some digitals, trimmed them down to decorate the front, and then I've got these that I can use as well. And you can see I didn't trim these envelopes, but I did decorate these. These were plain white for a cream color. So I stamped and used my stencil and some of my oxides. I haven't decided how I'm going to tie these up to keep them closed, but these need some more decorating. And then this is going to somehow be around here, maybe a magnet. So when I put this one in, I stitched these down. So I didn't have the tabs that usually you anchor your signature to your cover. So when I anchored this, of course, you could see my tails to anchor it into my cover. So I needed to cover that up. So I just put pockets in the front and the back. And for the time being, I'm going to tuck those in there. So if I say, where are my cards? Somebody remind me they're in the back of the book. So now I want to decorate and work on decorating the cover. So I ended up with like a 2-inch spine. Just use some chipboard that I had laying around. That's what my sides and my spine are. Covered them, mitered my corners, glued them down, and then just glued a piece of the pattern paper from the collection, over the yucky stuff to kind of hide that. So then when husband and I were thrifting, I found a throw, like a doily. It was a big piece. Here are the remnants of it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, that could be a tag. See, it's a big piece. So I was thinking I could use this for the pocket inside my covers, but they were too see-through and you could see the yucky part. So I just dug in my stash and got this out. But I think I might like to put one inside to help decorate. And then I cut the insides and just have the little burgundy pieces. But I think I'm going to put down my spine. There they are. And then I had this fabulous, I think I might have shown this in a haul. I'm not sure. I had purchased from Facebook Marketplace this fabric that I just love. And I thought, I wonder, because this is all sunflowers, perhaps I could use this on my cover. So I ironed some of that this morning on some freezer paper so I could cut it out easily. So I did that. But now I just have to decide how I want to decorate my cover. These bits are going to go inside. So I trimmed out 2 sunflowers, and I think I'm going to take them off. It probably is wise to take them off of the freezer paper because I don't know if it will come off. Not that I'm going to be using this a whole lot, but I was in the middle of trimming this when my alarm sounded and it was showtime. So I hope you're not too overwhelmed with me rattling on here about this project. But I'm going to watch Corey a few more times because I really like how the book is put together. And I was saying on Tuesday evening, I used to do hinged journals when I first started scrapbooking, and I'd forgotten all about it. It goes together pretty easy. So I need to come up with ideas for my little individual journals and maybe use this as Corey is going to do as an idea. So it's almost like a society of idea collectors. I don't know if that's a thing like uniform across the art world, crafting world, or if that's just a D.D. Willingham invention, which it could be. But more or less a place to collect ideas where I'm actually doing the idea, not making a list and checking it twice, which I could do that too. Can do it all. Whatever you have a mind to. Now, I think some people are really good at layering things up on their journal covers. I don't think I am all that good at it. I usually need some help and some input from some friends. And sometimes I think about it too much. But this is just for me, so that gives me a little more wiggle room. Doesn't have to be as precise, as if I were making it for somebody else and I'm nervous about how they're going to like it. So I just pulled out some more bits. Originally, I was thinking this might go here, but I don't think I like it there. I think I just maybe if I do a doily, maybe a plain doily. So I have to dig that out. But I'm thinking about this could go in the front somewhere. And then I wanted one for the back. I think this might work for the back. And then some shindy carpet fabric. So I was thinking I could put this around. So if you've got any ideas, I probably do have whatever supply you might suggest. I probably do have it in my stash. But I'm not ready to glue anything down. I'm just kind of fiddling around. This little piece here, I thought about the front, but see, I've got this envelope in here, the red one, the orangey burnt umber kind, not burnt umber, bittersweet kind of a reddy orange. I'm thinking I might want to put this here. I don't know. But that's a possibility. Now I've got this little piece here too, which kind of fits there better. I'm going to try to stay in frame. Let me see, I gotta move my water so I can see the screen better. So I was just digging through all my lace earlier because I wanted to put lace trim on those envelope pockets. Now, the other thing I'm not sure about, see, this is, I took the center out of a couple, about 3 of these. See, this is, I cut them all out. So I'm thinking about, thanks, Mama. I'm thinking about this for the spine. I think it needs something definitely on the spine, but that might be too much of the same color. I might want something that pops a little bit more. And I mean, I have plenty of stuff I can dig through. Where did this go? But I kind of like this up here. And I had a really nice piece of cheesecloth earlier. Oh, I forgot to put my little wristlets on this morning. And then I've got all this paper left from the paper pack. Let's see what I have in here. Oh, this might go pretty good. This is just a little piece of burlap. Here we go. If you hang around with me at any amount of time, you like it on the spine? I might have pull out something else, give you another option to see what we might like better. But I'm thinking about putting a little bit of cheesecloth under. I guess it really doesn't make a difference because it's coffee stained. You probably have cheesecloth a different color. Oh, maybe some that Jacqueline made for me. I know I've got different colors. Let's see. Where's the best place to look? Right there. I mean, I have too much stuff. I'm thankful for all the stuff I have, and I'm glad I have it, but I have too much stuff. And sometimes it gets in your way when you either don't have the time or you can't remember where you put it. Oh, look at that green. Forgot. Now, Jacqueline's cheesecloth is a better grade than what I have. Now, she tipped me off where she buys it. See, this is what I have. This is what I buy at Walmart. And you get tons of this in a package. Of course, it's white and it's folded all tight. It's in a little small package. And then when you open it up, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. But see how it's a real loose, open weave? Which, hey, Marty, good morning. Which is nice. But it's also nice to have this kind too. See, Jacqueline's is a much denser weave, right? So that might look better. Or maybe the green would look good. So let's see if we can get an idea. Now I've got all kinds of lace and doilies, hankies, all kinds of stuff that I purchased for decorating journal covers. And then I get like, oh, I don't know if I want to use it. And I don't use it because I don't know why, because. Now here we have some green, which I'm not opposed to putting green on here. I love green. That might be a little too intense, the green. And maybe none. Maybe where did I put that one piece? I have a little hanky type thing here. I folded that up. But it just wasn't where I thought I could cut it well to make it work on this project. See, and then I've got stuff like this. Where I could trim this out. Maybe too many choices. Inside. Yup. That's what I exactly, Marty. Upside down. Inside out. Do 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 do. So there's a girl by the name of Savannah. She follows Amity Bloom, which Jacqueline and I follow. Her channel is called Love Always Savannah, something like that. And she had a beautiful piece of fabric that had this flower that was embroidered on. Like you could tell it was old. It was gorgeous. And she was putting it on a journal cover, and she cut a piece of contrasting type fabric for up here and down the bottom. And she was putting her flower thing right in the center, and she was trying to straighten up the edges. And instead of just cutting it, she snipped it and tore it. And when she tore it, it tore right into the embroidered flowers. She was just sick. So plan B for her, right? So she tried trimming it out, and she didn't like how that looked. And she ended up not being able to use it, but she readjusted and picked out, some other things she had, and her cover was just beautiful. But even with that, like she said, I could edit out this mistake, but then it doesn't help anybody. If you make a mistake, you can work around it and make something just as beautiful as you originally intended. So I appreciated her saying that, but also, even with that stumbling block and having that problem, her cover was gorgeous, but she just had a knack of being able to put things together and having it look really cool. I think I struggle in that area. All right, I'm looking for another bag that's got some other pieces in it that I might be able to work onto this cover. I like that one. Juju is coveting that lace. I can hear her. See, with the lag, I'm not sure which one because I switched it out. Juju, you need to go. Oh, the cheesecloth. Juju, maybe you need to go take a walk and come back later because you're going to just die when you see what's in this bag. Oh, I haven't had this bag open in a long time. Oh, heavens, the Metroid. I don't know. Well, it is for me, so it's not like it has to leave the house. Where do you get a load of this? Okay, so I'm not crazy about the red, green, and yellow. But this is tatting. I'm almost 100% sure. And look, it's got a little finger loop under here. So I guess it was for a bride to be able to wear it on her hand. I don't know. I never saw anything like that. Tatting. I know, right, Mama? Whew. And it's so long and yummy. So this one, I'm not sure I'm ready to really rip that apart. I don't know that I need to, but there's other stuff in here. Let's have a look, see. Oh, I love these. See, I think I could do this. I think I could crochet like this. This is the kind of stuff my mom used to make. I was just telling the girls, where was I? I was at Pearl's, I think, shopping. And Pearl calls this a peacock feather, I think. But she said some people call it a pineapple. My mom called them pineapples. And my mom loved doing all this fine work. And years ago, I was not a fan of this variegated colored thread, but I am now. And these are just delightful. See, these could easily be cut apart and used, but the coloring doesn't go with this project. So I'm safe on that one. This is just a hanky, and I would like to do this too. Take a piece of muslin and learn how to just tat or crochet on the edge. Look at this cut work here where they cut it out and then go in there. And I mean, some of this stuff is just amazing to me. So now this is pretty. I had a couple of these. I don't know if I gave them away. I might have sent one of these. I think I sent one to Murray. I think I had two of these. See, Murray could probably figure this out. Well, if she couldn't, certainly Katia could. Juju's on the floor. We need to give her some air. And I don't think this works for this project. Although, no, you can't see enough of it through that. I don't think I want that on there. I do kind of like this here. I might rather a piece of muslin, but I didn't pull any of that out. Let's have a look-see at this. Oh, wow. Most times with different napkins like this, not napkins, hankies, it's just the one corner that will have, the little decoration part. This has got it on all four corners. This was made by an overachiever. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now you're talking smack. Here we go. Although this would be a pain in the bazooka to glue it down. See, to me, it's all about the layering, I got one more left from this bag. Oh, this has got all four corners too. It's making a liar out of me. Now let's see. No, I'd have to zhuzh that up a little bit. Hey, Peggy. Good morning. She's in the waiting room. Uh-oh. Okay. We understand. You might have to mute. I think I'm kind of liking that, but I'm just trying to think how I would need to cut this like, see, I would cut it. I don't want all this on the back. Um, hmm. Hey, Janet, good morning. Could work that way, I think. That could really stand to be just a little longer. I'm not opposed to having something hanging off the bottom. Well, I guess I would need something up here. That might work. Am I in screen? Let me put these other things away. Boy, I wish I could find. I'm a machine, Peggy. I'm a machine. This is the one I was working on the other night. I haven't figured out a way to work in my comfy chair and work out in the living room because I make such a mess. And I've got, I think I have two mugs filled with colored pencils and scissors and that kind of stuff. And then I have a little square vase type container with the same stuff in it. Then I've got a little plastic thing that you could stick individual colored pencils in. And then a plastic tub with 4 squares and a handle. That's filled with art crap. So there's no room on my table for me to, do this kind of work. And the table's really up too high for me to, or I'd be cranking out a lot more. I can only sit in my chair here for so long, and then I've got to get my butt in my, sorry, Marty. It's a good earworm though, right? All right, Janet and Peggy, did you see this? Were you here when I was showing the girls this? It's got a finger loop underneath. That's tatted too. I was thinking like maybe a bride would wear that. Do brides used to wear hankies on their hands? I know, I need a bigger table. Or I need a comfy chair out here in my room. One thing at a time, one thing at a time. All right, so that's going to go back in that bag. I know, it's very dainty. Isn't it pretty? I really love that. All right, so I'm thinking this might work. So I'm going to take a quick picture in case I probably will not remember. I might like to switch this out. Well, I just feel like I could center it, I guess, a little more and it wouldn't matter. And I'm thinking maybe a doily or something under there. Do you think the Victorian ladies did? Yeah, you could be right about that. You could be absolutely right. All right, let's see. Where am I now? I want to go back to here. Nope, that is incorrect. Here, we'll go there. So I don't think I need my cheesecloth. But I do need to think about cutting this. Now I'm wondering if I should just cut it here and then fold it under and like stitch it so it's not all raggedy jaggedy. Might not want it to be raggedy jaggedy. Okay, here we go. Oh, if I go a little bit, I can always trim. This should probably tear pretty easy. Oh, yikes. That hurt a little bit. I'm going to go off here a little bit. Like, how did they do this stuff? Like, see those little holes? I would love to be able to watch someone that did that. I don't know if they call it open work or glass work or something. They call it something, don't they? Some of you girls probably know. But this is it looks like there's stitches all around that too. And then the edge of the hanky is folded in. And then they've looped through, and that's how they attach their tatting. All right, so what I'm thinking is, let's take this stuff off. This would have to be maybe folded down and stitched. And then this could be folded this way. And I think that should be stitched so it, looks better. All right, so let me grab my pins first of all. I have a little pin cushion over here. Where's the pin cushion? It's so little you can't even see it. A little baby tomato. Okay. Now, of course, I could iron this. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll iron it. Well, I want that. Maybe I'll iron it after I pin it. So how's everybody doing? Is everybody doing okay? I got my act together and actually roasted some cauliflower before you arrived. I'm so proud of myself, and a couple of garlic bulbs. So it smells good in here. And then Hubs has got his church dinner tonight. So he's going to come home and make cinnamon buns. I probably should miter that corner. See, I do everything, as my mother would say, yes, backwards. Pardon me. So my middle sister's birthday is today. Her and her hubby have a place in upstate New York on a lake. So they're there. Yeah, he makes a knockoff recipe from Cinnabon, and they really turn out nice for him. He puts them in the bread machine to do the dough, and then he makes up his cinnamon and sugar and stuff, rolls it out, and rolls it in a big log, and then slices them down and puts them in like I think a mug. No, I guess he puts them in a regular pan, like a big pan. And he mushes them all together, and then he makes a cream cheese frosting. He says they're easy to do. I think I'll make the cinnamon buns. So they're easy. Okay, not for Mama Lori. All right, so I'm going to iron that a little bit. So let's move the journal and then my other little bits and bobs here off to the side. Got Timmy butterfly wings. They just went floating. I'm going to spritz this with a little water. So I can get a good press. And then I think I'm just going to take it over to my machine and do a zigzag stitch. You guys don't mind, right? It won't take me long. Now my iron is really cruddy, but I don't think anything will. I think it'll be fine because this is already stained, which I like that. And then I just have to figure out how to glue all this down. Not the best idea to try to iron it with pins in it. I want to get a pretty good press here. Girls, I can just hear it now. When we're in Europe and we go to a pastry shop and Hub sees the price of pastries or whatever they're selling, and then he tries one, he's going to say, oh, mine tastes better than that. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So I said, I think my son and I will do the shopping and we'll leave him home, leave Dad home. We'll just bring him a treat and say, just have it and enjoy it. Don't worry about how much it costs. Here we go. All right, so Marty, if you're serving snacks, now might be a good time. I'm going to just go stitch this real quick. I can hear you from over there, so behave. I'm not that far away. Whoops. No, I knew that would happen. Okay. The right glass down. Okay. That was easy enough. All right, who was being ornery? Let's pet it. Okay. Now I'm thinking I want to do the cover, but if I got glue drying, I won't be able to work on the inside. So I'm betwixt and bewildered. Let's get my little pins back in here. Okay, I'll get rid of that. All right, so I want to use some of the paper pack too. Let's see. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. All right, so I want to stack all my things that I'm going to use here for the cover. I'm going to put this. I don't think I'm going to use the washi. I mean the cheesecloth. Got that for the back and the front. This. All right, so this is all my bits for the cover. Just going to set those aside for a minute. All right, this I'm thinking about gluing there. Got a front pocket here and this envelope, so this needs something. That's just like in your face. This is probably okay, but I could do something here. Now, I'm not sure. This could be a tag that could live in here. I could glue this shut. Let me see, where's my little blade here? Let's just cut this. See, it's really good if you have all these ideas before you put your book together. But Lori doesn't always work that way. All right, so I've got that. Let me see if I can. Oh, this is going to be fiddly. Okay, that worked out all right. Put a little index divot there. So I'm going to glue this down. Let's just use some. Now I want to be careful because I want to be able to use it as a pocket, so I don't want any glue down there. So just really like where the envelope glue would go, I think will work. That's if I can get any glue to come out. My little thing here. I should have probably inked that before I don't cut so straight when I cut this way. I don't cut straight anyway. Let's see. All right, now I need something to decorate that. So she's kind of cute. Maybe I'll fussy cut. Shouldn't say that. Maybe I'll trim her out. She's got a little sneakers on. Now that little thing, that little bit could maybe be used somewhere. Now maybe I need to use a stencil and put a little bit of color on this as well. Okay, Marty, take care. Have a good day. That's on the, oh, that's good. Okay. All right, so I like the easel. Let's trim her out a little bit more. Hey, Goldie, how are you? Good morning. Trying to do, oh, I guess that's her shoulders. She's got like a cowgirl shirt on. You know how we had those patches on our elbows? It looks like patches on her shoulders. I think that's what it is. See right here? Can you see? It looks like that's her shoulder, and that's fabric from the shirt. All right, so I definitely want the easel part. I don't think I need those two little easel bumps. They're coming off. Shh, don't tell anybody. And I could trim this out. I don't know that I want to trim out the easel legs individually, but I'll see. All right, so somewhere I have my little finger daubers. Of course, I don't know where we'll use that one. Oh, wait a minute. I found it. There he is. How about that? Let's put him there. Now I just have to find my ink pad. I had that out this morning. You doing okay, Goldie? You feeling okay? All right, let's give her a little bit of ink. All right, so then let's do the little, it's really a rough cut. Yeah, about back to my normal. Good. That's good. Your mom's probably missing you. Boy, I would like to get that trimmed a little better. Let's stand this up. Maybe I can snip it a little better. Like, how many pairs of scissors do you need to have out, Lori? Oh, let's get them all out. Oops, wrong end. All right, maybe something blue up in the sky. Let's see. Let's go with maybe some Mermaid Lagoon. Might be nice. And then I need a stencil of some kind. So we'll check this out. I create. Okay, here we go. Now I got to remember her name. Create and relate. I'm going to say Stacy. Did I get it right? I don't know if I got it right. Correct. Yay! Winner, chicken dinner. I know this doesn't look like a sky, but I'm going to use it anyway. It's all make believe. It's make believe. All right, so I have my little brushes here. So, see, this is why my space gets so crowded because I take too many things out at once. Cap up the glue. Get the vintage photo. Let's put that off to the side. Now I want something under here because I don't want to get this on the page underneath. So let's put a little piece of paper. And the other thing I don't want is I don't want the blue in that little gully. The little gully. Maybe I'll do that part. Grab my blue brush. Devil with the blue brush, blue brush, blue brush. Devil with the blue brush on. Do 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 do. Kind of frame around. I don't know why I always lay the stencils down crooked, and I do it intentionally. I don't know why. I don't just put it straight on. Because now that looks silly. Got it in there. Oh well. Let's carry it all the way down. So I'm hoping to make cauliflower soup later. Let's move this down here. Make like a little frame. Look over there. I could have gone over a little more. Okay, so now this is the hard part, figuring out where the stencil was. I think I got it. That's better. That's better. All right, stencil back. Do, 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 do. So I'm going to put her on there. I'm trying to think. I don't know that I have either, but I had a head of cauliflower in there. I didn't want to eat it straight up for some reason. I don't know. I was thinking soup would be good. Maybe it's because it's rainy and windy today. And I hate when you look up recipes. My husband and I were just talking about this, or looking up whatever. Click here and go there. Hey, good morning, Leah. and you go there and the recipe's not there. You got to jump through hoops. This is why I don't go to Pinterest, because Pinterest makes me crazy. And you never can find what you're looking for. You got to go, spend 35 minutes trying to figure out where the dang recipe is. And then if you want to print it, they want you to download all this weird jazz. I'm just not doing that. So I left the tab open on my computer here. So we'll see so it said to roast the roast the cauliflower. So I did that. So that's cooling down. So then I'll grab the other ingredients and hopefully it'll come together. Won't take too long. But roasting the veg, as my British son would say, is supposed to enhance the flavor. Yeah, I don't know if this one's low carb, but it should be, because it says vegetable broth. And I think the cauliflower is supposed to help, thicken it. I might put a little heavy cream in there. And certainly there will be some butter. Gonna do some butter. But then I'm supposed to put some red onion, chop that up in a big pot, saute that a little bit, then throw in your vegetable broth, which I'm probably going to use chicken broth, and because I don't have any bone broth ready. Oh, look, this is what I was looking for earlier. See, I think this was just too big for my cover, and I didn't know where to cut it to make it work. Put that in the bag with the others. Okay, so now I've made a little pocket here, and I want to put this tag in it, which is too tall. To which my sisters would say Cesar Romero was tall. All right, I'm going to set my little book aside. Hey, Kel. Good morning, my dear. All right, so I'm going to trim a little bit off the bottom. And I want enough to stick out the top. And let's see. I'm going to just snip that. Thanks, Jacqueline. Snip. And you know what? I never put I never get the hole in the right spot either. I'm going to mark that as well. And get my punch. And I use my nifty pen so I can erase that ink. Ink-a-dink, ink-a-dink-a-doo. Lovely. Oh, it might be right here. Wouldn't that be fun? What's the back of that? Oh, yeah, you can journal on the back of that. All right. We're cooking with gas. Woo! That's not it. That's not it. I thought I just saw some of my reinforcement circles. This is what I don't like about me. I see things and I think, oh yeah, that's where it is. And then I go looking for it and it's not there. It's because I have such a fertile mind. Such a fertile mind. Is Brenda here? Hi, Brenda. Good morning. Okay, back to opening the vintage photo. Now, I think I want, and I've got here somewhere, I think I want to decorate this up just a little bit. Like, I know it looks really nice here with the sunflowers. But I think it could look more better. Story of your life, too. I mean, I don't know when I'm going to get over that. Look, I've got a line there, too. I think that's probably the ink. Yes, I love those pens. Oh, my gosh. I'm like always repeating myself. I think they're soon to be one of my most favorite things I've ever purchased for crafting and arting. I just don't know. I just love them. Okay, now on my desk I had pieces of book page that were kind of old, and well, you know what? Here's the. But I had pieces already torn. Let's see, where did I? Yeah. Let's use these. See if we can get something else going here. Boop, boop. All right. All right, now the trick is finding paper towel. I'm not even paying attention to time. 11:18. What's today? Thursday. Oh, we're in a new month, so it's not Jamie's Thursday. Okay. Not that that matters, but all right, let's put a little bit of this golden matte medium down. And then somewhere here, Jacqueline sent me some happy mail. I can't tell what that is, but it might look good on here. Let's just see. This is a stamp. Gonna use it anyway because Jacqueline sent it. I have it right here, and I actually found it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, Jassie's birthday is on the 6th. Today's my sister Nancy's birthday. And my grandson is the 8th. So I'm just adding a few things here just because I can. I'm not going to get too terribly carried away because most of the time it's going to live in a pocket. It's going to just live in a pocket. But that has to dry. Now the trick is going to be finding some things that I can tie in the top. There's a little pink cheesecloth, little avocado cheesecloth. Boy, isn't that pretty lace? Let's see what else we have here. This looks like some sorry silk. Let's have a little snip of that. And then somewhere I just saw a little piece of netting. You know the netting that's on top of ruffled lace? Oh my gosh, I love that stuff. Not such a fan of the ruffled lace, but I like to take it apart. Oh, look, that piece of that will work. I just saw that too, but I don't think that's in it. Oh, maybe it's here. Okay. I'm pulling out stuff from other projects that I've shoved in this bag. I don't see it in here. Oh, that's a bummer. It's probably in the drawer. We shall live without it. We shall live without it. All right, these are my cover, little cover goodies. All right, so let's take our little goodies here. I wonder if I can tie that. I'm going to try to poke it through the hole. Okay, Stacy, have a great day. I hope your editing goes well. That's a nightmare for me. You're probably good at it, though. Okay. Try to do this without ripping the cardstock would be good. Miss Lori? Well, that's not going. Okay. I'm out of frame. Sorry, I'm just trying to scoot these little pieces of fiber back through that hole. Yeah, it's that cheesecloth giving me fits there. I just don't want to tear my cardstock. Oh, you know what I saw somebody do? I haven't tried it yet because I haven't dug out my embossing folders, but I'm going to do this. Who was it? It might have been Love Always Savannah. Yeah, I think it was her. She took a piece of cardstock. It might have just been plain. You could use anything though, right? And she ran it through her one of her embossing folders, and then she cut it up in little pieces, like little squares, and she used it for little tags on the top or a little decoration on the side. My gosh, I never thought of doing that. It looked fabulous. Here we go. Here we go. I like when stuff looks fluffy coming out the top of your tag. Certainly that needs a trim. So this journal for me is going to be fun because I'm going to be able to, not that I can't with other journals, but it's going to be a lot of decorating of fussing around and playing with different elements. All right, so this is pretty dry. So you just took, this was an offcut from something else I did with a paper pack. And when I cut it, I said to I think I might have said it out loud. It might have been Tuesday evening. Well, that will make a cute tag. So look, we put the little girl with the easel right there on that little pocket. I cut the top off, made a little divot, and now I've got a pocket, and I've got this side that needs to be decorated. But it's all right. Let's see. What am I doing? How am I on time? 11:30. What do I usually go? A couple hours, right? Well, if you need to leave, you just need to leave, right? You just do your thing. And I'm just going to play here until I get so hungry I have to stop. All right. So I was putting off doing the cover because of gluing things down and then not being able to work in the book. So let's see what else I have here. This I said I was going to do. That's just probably a little storage. I could put something here. Let's see what I have available here. Oh man, that's just a little, I know there might be a smaller envelope. That's just a little too, ooh, just a little squeaker. All right, so I could trim this. I really kind of like this side. Right about there. I might need to leave myself a little, I could always put lace or something there. If I trim it a little short, I don't want it to get too close to my stitch line there. Now, if you've just joined in, welcome, welcome. But this is a journal inspired by Corey Dahman. Her channel is called Creating with Scraps. Yeah, it's a cute paper pad for sure. Stamperia, Sunflowers and Art, I think it was called. Now, never ignore the opportunity to make a pocket, right? So I'm thinking I'm just going to glue this on 3 sides and make this a pocket to slide in this way. So I'm going to make a little index finger cut out there, and I'm going to ink my edges. And I still haven't switched out my crummy. I should do that right now while I'm talking about it and thinking about it. I never remember to do it. I've got to have one that's in better shape than this. See, it makes crumbs all over everything. Hold on. Just more things stacked on top of other things. And oh, I didn't know they were in there. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's blue. I don't really want, well, that might be what I have to live with. Purple. Maybe green would be better. I mean, it's going to get the brown eventually. I'll just do it. This is, hey, Carol. Good morning. How are you? Ooh, okay, this is one of Timmy's blenders. So you've got the Velcro, and this just pops on. The other one's going in the bin. It has served me well. It owes me nothing. Now, I was thinking I might need some lace or something around there, but if I move this back a little bit, the envelope kind of frames out the piece of cardstock. So let me just ink a little bit on here. Now, you're doing okay? Good. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I just checked today, 14 days until we leave on our vacation. So I guess I really better start thinking about packing and start lining some stuff up. I'm not taking a lot in the way of clothes because we have a washer and dryer where we're staying. And I want to have room in suitcases for bringing stuff back. So, time to start thinking about that part of it. Maybe I ought to smudge a little bit on the bottom here. We're going to go see my bonus son. He lives in England. So my husband's going this time. He's never been. And our son is going with us. And he's really good at driving over there and finding his way around. So I'm really, really pleased that he's going with us this time too. He took me a couple years ago. And I think it's going to be great. So I have a bonus grandbaby I've never met, so I'm anxious to get my hands on her. Hopefully she'll be okay with, I'm basically a stranger. The other two have met me. And my bonus son talks about me all the time and shows them pictures and such. So, yeah, so it should be good. We won't be there England the whole time. We're going to be in England for, I guess, 5, 6 days, and then your travel days, and then we're going to be in Basel and in the, France, Germany, and Switzerland area. There will be some shopping involved. So we've got everything except for a car rental in place. That looks cute, right, girls? That looks okay. See, but then you've got the back side of Chicago. Now that's the other half of this. And I've got that, which really could just be plain. And that flap's going to be down most of the time, so let's see. All right, so if it's 11:35, well, I'm getting a little hungry, but I just will sit here all day and work on this. I should be listing stuff in my Etsy shop, but no. See, that's I gotta take pictures and get all creative with that. I'm terrible at taking pictures. I know. I'm not sure how that's going to go. When my son and I were there in 2021, we went to a couple charity shops and it was really great. We really enjoyed it. And we wish we had had, in fact, we bought a suitcase to bring some stuff home. But we didn't bring anything um, tremendous, but we did bring stuff home, but we needed an extra suitcase because our suitcases, you just, sometimes you just don't learn. And I knew better, but we took too much stuff with us. But anyway, but what we found was a lot of times it would give you directions, like our GPS or our search engine or whatever would give us the name of a charity shop and give you the address. And we'd go and it wouldn't be there. So that was kind of a bummer. So at one point, Brian would be like, Mom, you stay in the car and I'll go see if it's there, to save me some steps. I'm in much better shape now to go this time than I was last time. But even so, um, yeah, it was fun. And then there's an art store in Mulhouse, France. We're hoping to get there. Now, I think when we're driving from one location to the next, my son said, Mom, we're going to go right past that art shop. And then across the streets where I got that good chicken, I'll take Dad there. I'll tell Dad I'm going to take him to a good chicken place. And then you can hop in the art store. My son and I are trouble together. Trouble. But all right. So now here's another interesting thing. When I was this last time and the time before, Pearls Finds. She sells online. Murray tipped me off to her. She's got wonderful things. I've purchased several things from Pearl. I'm going to just glue this one down because I think I'm only going to take the glue there because this is already a pocket. I know, right? She does have wonderful things. And she's talking about Nottingham lace, and she was showing this Nottingham lace. Well, here it's from Nottingham, England, and that's where we're going to be. That's where my bonus son lives. So it's just too hard asking him questions. He's just moved into a new house. He's got 3 kids. His wife's got her own they're busy. So I'm just going to wait till I get there. Like trying to ask him questions about lace, he's going to be like, Mama, I don't know anything about lace. So I'm hoping that maybe in some thrift shops in his town, maybe I can find some old lace. Eating out might be a nightmare for me because of my silly teeth, but it is what it is, and I shall make do. And I'm not going to see any of those people other than my bonus son ever again, so I might be going places at least without my bottom teeth in. It has been an experience, that's for sure. So I just want that decorative piece of cardstock to stick here. It's hold this down for a few minutes. Oh, that's not working too well, is it? I think I spread it out too far. So I'm trying to decide what craft project I want to take with me to keep me busy, at night when we're sitting around. I know it is chilly. Oh, there's Ange. Hi, Ange. And it's very windy here. It's just kind of nasty and raw here. Oh, that's not stick. Why isn't it sticking? I don't usually have trouble with the Golden Matte Medium. I'm having trouble now. It's hot where you are? Oh, allergies. Yeah, my husband has allergies. All right, let's put a piece of parchment paper here. And I'm going to take a little stencil and do a little messing around here. But I don't want this to get any on it. So let's find, this might be enough. Let's find a piece of scrap paper, means I don't throw anything away. That should be okay. All right, so I'm going to take this stencil and I think I'm going to use my, let's see, I had my gathered twig maybe? Might be nice. She got me good. Oh, that's crackling campfire. Oh, there it is. Excuse my reach. She got me good. A little trickster. All right, so I'm just going to get my brown. My brush that I used, my brown. Now this is going to be, let's see, let's take out some of these journals so I can lay this flat. Flatter. I'm going to use that and my stencil. I'm going to use the filigree part, I think. Well, it looks like I'm going to use both. Now, again, if you're creating anything like this, it's good to do all this stuff before you put your book together. But no, Lori is very anxious about things. She can't wait for anything. She got to just rush ahead. And so it makes life a little more difficult. I always forget to... She played it very well. She played it very well, that Ange. I'm like, look at her go. Good for you, Ange. She fessed up pretty quick, though. All right, so then that's just going to flap down that way, and that's just enough to decorate that little plain spot, right? So let's see, we got quite a few in here. So let me just go through and say, this journal was inspired by, right, you're exactly right, Goldie. She owes us a video, inspired by Corey Dahman. Her channel is Create creating or creates with scraps. And she's got a couple projects going on. But one of the journals that she showed on the video I linked in my Tuesday night live was a journal that held journals. So that's what I've recreated here. Now I've actually created two of them. This one just has 4 pages. I had I had a cover, cloth cover in my stash. So my envelopes that I wanted to use just fit in there nicely. So I did 4 envelopes, stenciled, stamped, stenciled, and then I used little thank you note cards that were part of in a little box set, printed off a digital to decorate the front, and just threw in a couple of pages, pamphlet stitch. I just discovered her, Carol, so I've been enjoying her videos. And these, I still have to figure out what I want to do here. But I went rogue. I stitched these into my cover. She doesn't do it that way, but I did. It was just easier for me. And then I'm going to fashion some kind of a closure, probably a magnet there. So this one's in process. But then I wanted a bigger one. I found more cards in my mom's stash. So these are the envelopes, and then the cards I've created individual, which will be individual journals. So they're all got the 3 pamphlet stitch and to hold in the pages. I had to trim them because I lost some real estate with gluing these in. Hi, Candy. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. It's always nice to see you. And so then I put some shindy carpet fabric on my strings from my binding of these. And then they're just going to live in these little pockets. Now, some of you might realize that I wasn't sure I liked this setup, but I went ahead and made an executive decision and cut all my envelopes, glued down the flap, and so my journals are just going to slide in and live in these spots. I put a whale's tail tag in there to help me with sliding in the journal. So then I've got other envelopes in here to be decorated, which we just worked on a couple. And let's see. This one is the hat. Somewhere I have a hat. That's not the hat. It might be back here. Got my rooster. We did this today. Decorated that, the one side of that envelope, and then used some of the paper pack to create a tag. And, oh, yeah, I got 2 hats, that's why. So I don't have to worry about, not that I would worry about it. This one can live here. So just added some trim to where I had to cut it off. And thank you, Leah. And I trimmed the edge of the envelope where I cut them. This, I believe I'm going to glue this here. I just kind of like the contrast of that. And that kind of bends. This envelope's got kind of a bendy mouth. So I think that's going to go there. These cards my mom loved little thank you cards and greeting cards. She always had cute little, like some of the little Christmas notes. My sisters didn't want any of that stuff, so I kept it for my art. So she had some Debbie Mum. This is Debbie Mum stuff. And then I had an extra envelope, so I just made my own little journal with some, oh look, I didn't glue that down well. I think I used some file folder. And then I wanted some book page to put on here. And then this title, the first one I pulled out was The Old Hag's Long Leather Bag. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can relate to the old leather hag. The old hag with the leather bag. That's me. So then each journal could be about a certain thing. Like I could have ideas for hats. I've got a kitty cat. This is like a garden angel or a garden. And I could do little things inside the journal or just keep notes, kind of like a society of idea collector idea, but kind of sort of, but not. So if you're not familiar with Corey Dahman, you should check her out because she's got a project going I think you'll find interesting. So, and if you weren't here for the beginning, I called today's stream Upside Down, Inside Out because I had to switch my signatures and flip them, make the top the bottom, the bottom the top. And then I was going to have this for my inside cover, but when I glued on my paper, I didn't like the way it looked. So I made that my inside and made this my outside. So you just got to be flexible sometimes. Sometimes your ideas just don't work out as well in reality as they do in your head. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Also, so if you're at a thrift shop or a yard sale or flea market, whatever, and you see a box of greeting cards, don't pass it by. Have a look because it might make a really cute journal. So this is my hinged journal, also inspired by Corey. And I'm loving the fabric that I use. I think I got this from Pearl. And so then I have my bits here. I didn't want to glue anything down because I wanted to work on a few things inside. So this is what I have planned for the outside. Now let me get to I took a picture so I would remember. All right, so I went and found this in my stash. This was a hanky. So I cut this and folded it down, ironed it, and then took it to my machine and just stitched it so it would be. This doesn't go first. Wait a minute. Let's go in order. Let's start at the very beginning. Oh no. Did I lose? Here it is. This is going to go here. This is going to get glued here. So let's just do it. This is a piece of shindy carpet fabric. And I'm just going to be messy. So I'm just scooting some of this across my book. And this is just like, junk journaling. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be how I like it. So I'm going to glue that there. And I'm going to tuck this right in here, I believe. Because this is a pocket. So let me just do it to right about there, I think, and then I can tuck. Now, again, I always like to say if you're gluing fabric, your fabric is porous, so that can come through. And if I shut my book, it might glue to that. So I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper in there to avoid that. Then I'm going to scoot around here and put some on my spine. Now I had purchased some sunflower fabric from a gal on Facebook Marketplace. So this morning, before you all arrived, I ironed a piece of that on, I think I'm going to cut that piece off. I ironed a piece of that on freezer paper so that I could trim it out easier. So I'll show you that in a minute. Some of you already saw it. So in the recent months, I've been following Amity Bloom, and I just discovered a gal by the name of Savannah, who her channel is called Love Always Savannah, I believe. And she follows Amity Bloom, and she was layering a journal cover. Just looked darling when she was done. So to me, it's about the layering. I really like the layering. So we had decided that this piece of burlap is going to go here. And I think I might want that sticking off the edge a little bit. Thanks, Mama. I'm really excited about this one. Let's see. So let's just kind of, this gets a little fiddly when you're going at light warp speed. I can always come back and add additional glue. But let's get this down. You can always be adding things too, right? Lori, please message me with any fabric requests. Oh, Leah, that's very kind. Thank you. This is the fabric. Do I have a piece? Yeah. I just get rooting around. I needed fabric like I needed a hole in my head, but this was just so pretty. And it was a couple of dollars for like 6 yards. Okay. I mean, if I was a thin person, I'd be making me a dress. Let me tell you. It just is beautiful, beautiful fabric. It's got a nice feel to it, nice weight to it. All right. This is my back flower. So now this is going to go here. I had that judged right up like that. But this is going to be the fiddly part, getting this to glue down. This is going to go here. This can come out. This is going to go down here. So let's get that down. I know, right? Yeah, I don't know if I got a couple of pieces from her. I don't know if she just had them for a while and she was just tired of storing it. But I was asking her about fat quarters, and she said, I'll be happy to cut you a fat quarter, but the price was for the whole piece. And I'm like, okay. And then when I got it, it had the thing on it. It was marked 6 yards. I'm like, what? Okay. So now to glue this. I love rooting and looking all those places, and I'm never, thinking I'm going to buy something. But if you don't buy that kind of thing, when you see it, you go back, somebody else gets it and it's gone and you never see it again. That's something my dad and my husband never understood. My dad was the same way. My mom would be like, but Jack, it won't be there if we come back when we come back. All right, so this worked out well because it's right to the edge of my spine. And I will say, while I'm here at this spine, Jacqueline is having her sale again tomorrow. And I believe she's going to have some charm dangles with charms and beads. And she's got one. Oh, I told her, you got to keep one of those for me for my new book. So if you can tune in tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern, Lovely's Crafting Lodge. I don't know if she's still here to put it in. I can still think of the succulent plant. We were at a plant's place. It was the most beautiful thing. I'm not really big. I mean, I enjoy the garden, but let me tell you, I'm not out there digging. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. But I enjoy the flowers and stuff for sure. And my husband's a flower guy, a plant guy. I mean, it wasn't that expensive. Do you think I could talk this man into that? Ay, 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 ay. Yes, that's where I got the cheesecloth, Jacqueline's channel. Yes, and she does have a website. So if you can't make it, she's got stuff in her shop. But yeah, tons of paper. Yeah, she dyes lace and all kinds of stuff. And she takes requests. If she can do it, she'll do it for you. I know she's working on some Reader's Digest journals. She's got a few tricks up her sleeves, that one, that's for sure. Oh, thanks for saying that, Goldie. Yeah, her stuff is, I've got a piece here. She sent me some Happy Mail. I was showing earlier, you may not have been here, but my cheesecloth is real open and loopy. Hers is just, it's got a really nice tight weave. This is a beautiful blue. So I want to glue this down. I'm just hitting little spots. And like, this isn't going anywhere. This is for me. I'm not going to put this in my Etsy shop. So, sometimes, not that I treat anything differently, but if you're going to sell something, especially to a stranger who lives in a different state, it's not like you can repair it if a button falls off or something. So you try to make those a little more durable things that you sell to people. At least that's my goal. But sometimes you want things to move freely too. You don't want everything battened down real tight. Oh, did she? Yeah. Cool. All right, so I want that for the back. So now see, this is what I ironed on freezer paper this morning so I could cut this out to make like an applique. But I think I'm going to leave it on the freezer paper. In fact, I think I could trim this out a little better. Get rid of some of that red. I can't talk and do this at the same time. And I hold my breath. I don't know why I hold my breath. I hold my breath. Oh, this is I bought at a thrift shop. Hubs and I were out, and what were we doing? I forget. And I said, I'd really like to stop at a thrift shop. He's like, oh, really? Like, that's a big surprise. And I found this. So I was cutting the little squares out. I'm going to put a couple on the inside, but it was too big for the spine. So I cut all that away, and I've got that little square piece. They're going to go on the spine. He's a very nice man. I'll wait in the car. Okay, now this is going to be. This might be a little tricky. All right. And then I'm thinking I could use something to tie around it too if I want to. All right, so here we go. Where's Kel going? Laura, I have to go. Oh, okay. Say hi to Aunt Connie. I'll talk to you later, Cal. All right. Just going to put on a goodly amount of my Fabri-Tac glue here. Now, don't forget, if you have any questions for me, just let me know. I'll get back to you. That's if I see it. If you don't hear back from me, guaranteed I haven't seen it. I don't use, what is there? There's Messenger and Messages. Messenger is what? The text stuff. My phone just doesn't ring and tell me I have a message, so I miss half of those. It's a shame to cover some of that up, but it's the nature of the beast, I guess. So Instagram, on Paint Girly there, and Facebook Messenger, because I'm on there almost every day playing my bingo game. I don't really do Facebook except to play my bingo game. My younger sister's always saying, "Did you see this? Did you see?" I'm like, "No, I just play games." All right, so this is going to get tucked down in there. I guess I could trim that. And then I was thinking about gluing one of these in the front and the back. I'm not sure. I'm on the fence about that. And I don't know, maybe I might need something there. We'll see. You can always add, right? Then I was going to put these here. These could be a little fiddly to glue on. I was going to do 3. Maybe I'll just do that 1. So a little more of this here. Because I'm going to fix some kind of a thing there somehow, some way, somehow to get a dangle on the back. And then I've got my back piece here. Now, Corey likes the harder spine, but of course you could do fabric like I did with that other one. I think that's going to turn out just fine when I get that finished up. And I just used leftover papers I had laying around, to make the little journals. And those thank you notes. Our daughter's a school teacher, so she gets gifts, throughout the year. And I always check with her first. You got enough thank you notes? Can you use this? And she's like, "No, Mom, I'm okay." So, I can't throw anything out. So that's what I used in that little blue journal to make those little individual journals. Be anxious to see what you think about Corey's creation when you check out her channel. Okay, let's see. I don't know that I put that in the best spot, but there we have it. I guess I could add a couple of these on here too. I've got plenty of them. We'll see. So I think for now, at least for today's stream, it's going to be it. So there's plenty of stuff that I can still do. And of course, I've got all those journals on the inside. This might need some, maybe a little bulb pin with a couple beads on it or something. I might need to add some bling of some kind on here. But overall, with having to change directions and turn it upside down and inside out, I think it turned out okay. Now, and the way that this binding works, they lay pretty flat. Now, this isn't super flat because I've got all these extra journals in here. Hey, Becca, how are you? So, and I'll be putting more things in some of these envelopes. And I'm thinking about putting little tags on these, like cat ideas or something like that. And a couple of these, I didn't glue the flap totally down so I could use it as a tuck spot. Of course, I don't know why I would, because the journal's going to be in there. So this is going to be a little fiddly here. Look, I just keep rambling on. Let me put this under here. I'm going to try to glue this little lace on here. This almost seems like a perfect fit. What do I do with it? Oh, there it is. I got to stretch it just a little bit. Now, there are also a couple of cutouts for this paper pack that I can maybe put a cutout here. I'll show you. I mean, I'm not super familiar with Stamperia, but I hadn't seen this before with them. Let's see. Yeah, like this. So maybe I'll cut that truck out, put the truck there. Or one of the sunflowers, something, but I could put something there I think will work. Whoop. So I'm going to let that stay open because that glue is coming through the holes of that. Yeah, so there you have it. So this is created with that hinged signature format, I guess, technique. I'm not sure. So, oh, thank you, Leah. That's very kind of you to say. I think I just snipped mine. So, plenty of ideas, fun things to do. And I'm really excited about, and I'm excited about this one too. I'm just on the fence about, do I do another disc down there to wind these threads down, or just, do I just leave it and open and shut them this way and just trim those? I don't know. See, I've got these to make tags. I just need enough ideas to fill up all these little extra journals. All right, so that's it for me. I'm going to grab some lunch. Sounds like hubby just got home. So I'm going to be working on this probably the rest of until the baseball game comes on. They're playing this afternoon, so I'll be watching my Phillies, but I could watch them here while I work. Watch them while I work. Do. So thanks for joining me. I do have a video to upload to show you how I put my cover together. So yes, Carol, go Phillies. So I'll work on that to get that uploaded. And then I'm going to probably do a playlist to do my Tuesday night live and the video and then this live. So everything pertaining to this project is in one playlist. I think that's how it's supposed to work, but I'm not really very good at all that jazz, but I'm learning very little as I go. Because then I forget, how it's all supposed to work. So thanks for coming in and hanging out with me and putting up with my chitter chatter. I appreciate you so very much. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you Sunday at noon Eastern, Lord willing. And until then, don't forget, take time to be creative. Enjoy the journey. Bye bye for now.